is the Wednesday edition, the first episode after Labor Day edition of Mr. Relevant. I'm Alex Strouf with you from the Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all studio at the Avenue in beautiful downtown Milwaukee. JOSHY DiMaggio is here. Will Sommers is here. No Hunter Vaughn today. I don't know why headphones keep disappearing, Josh. I assume that's what you're looking for. Yeah. So we only have 7 people a day that work in here. 9, I guess, on the days that we have Mr. Relevant. And I think people must be pocketing them. Because I got here on Sunday for Sunday Karma, and there was no headphones here. I don't know what the hell's going on.
Yeah, it seems to be. People probably think they're like belong to them, and they put them in their lockers or at their desks, things like that.
Do you have a locker?
No, I got no need for one.
Okay, I don't either.
But speaking of people and their behavior in shared spaces.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah. Go ahead.
You're an F- desk share.
F- is probably strong.
F-.
Why?
You seem to operate as if...
Hold on, quick context. So Joshy and I now share a desk. He uses it in the afternoon, I use it in the morning. Go ahead.
I use it in the morning and in the afternoon.
Well, you use it early morning.
Yes, when no one else is here.
And then you use it at the end of the day. So anyway, go on.
Yeah. You have a tendency to leave things behind that should be taken home.
That's true, I do.
Yesterday, there was 3 coffee cups.
Yeah, so one from yesterday and then one from Thursday and Friday.
For the better part of a month, 2 months now, there has been a framed Ben Brust picture with a signature on it.
Yeah, that's just funny. I think it's a good touch.
No, don't want it there. Get it away from me.
Okay.
What else have you done recently?
That's pretty much it.
I sent something. Oh, for some reason, you always put you're 6'2", 6'3"?
I'm 6'3", yeah. You
put the chair so low.
I usually stand at that desk.
Okay.
So I shove it underneath the desk typically.
Yeah.
That's why it's
don't like that.
Okay, well you can adjust that.
I do every day.
Yeah, but that one's not a me problem. That's a you problem.
Oh, that's for sure a you problem.
No, that's a you problem.
Just so you can push it under.
By the way, I didn't realize we were getting into an airing of grievances right off the rip today. Good to see you as well.
It's been a list of things that I've sent into the group chat that and we visited the Majestic. They gave us a nice little giveaway bucket.
Oh, the theater, yeah.
Yeah, and that's still just sitting there at our shared space.
Okay, so
you don't treat a shared space as if there's anyone else there.
That's probably true. I don't necessarily disagree with that.
That's my whole gripe.
The giveaway bucket, though, here's what happened. So Thursday, obviously I came back into work. That was Micah Parsons' day. And I was down here, and I walked out from down here, so I didn't bring it home. Bad on me. Friday, we had a happy hour after work for our buddy Ashton Rotman, who's moving. It was his birthday, but also it was his last day in the Milwaukee office. He's moving to Madison. So we had a happy hour. I didn't really want to haul around a throw blanket with Greg Marcus's face all over it, which is awesome, by the way. So I didn't bring it home Friday. Yesterday, Sunday, I forgot to grab it when I was here. I didn't go upstairs at all. And then yesterday, I had another happy hour.
All of these, not my problems. Not a single one of them.
Yeah, but it's not like it's in the middle of the desk. It's off to the side.
It's in the way.
Of what exactly?
Me using a desk.
No, that's not true.
I shouldn't have to look at it. I shouldn't have to see it. I shouldn't have to interact with it. I should be taken home.
I think you're being dramatic.
I think you have F- desk etiquette, and that's okay.
Again, I think F- is too strong.
At max, you're D-.
I'll take that. That's a win.
Which is just utter disregard for other humans.
If I'm not mistaken, they say D's get degrees, Will, right? Isn't that what they say?
C's. But yeah.
C's is what they say.
No, it's D's get degrees.
Nope, C's.
The word degree starts with a D.
C's get degrees.
Okay, well, so do D's. I'm living proof, actually.
It's technically not passing, so they wouldn't get degrees.
All right, I hate it here.
I believe if you got all D's, you would not be able to graduate. If you got all C's, you would be able to graduate.
I know that firsthand.
As do I, yeah. Yeah.
Someone with experience in the realm, myself included, all 3 of us here. Yeah, the D's aren't necessarily a thing to write home about. Neither are C's.
But hey, they're better than D's.
But you ain't getting held back for D's, C's. Now I'm getting confused.
now you've tied yourself in a knot. Dr. Denver Dan chimes in. Dude, you've never seen Tommy Boy? I have not.
Yeah, you've never. Oh my gosh!
I don't watch movies. We've been over this.
Where you just have not watched any good movies, and then continued on Sunday Karma. You just described the plot of Love Island while we were talking about very good movies.
I was actually Temptation Island was the plot I described.
Even worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably actually. You're not wrong about that.
No interest.
The reference is when Tommy Chris Farley graduates college, David Spade says a lot of people graduate college in 7 years. And then David Spade goes, yeah, they're called doctors.
That's true. I have heard that line used before.
Yeah.
Actually, somebody used it near my desk earlier this week.
Your desk?
Yeah, my desk.
It's my desk.
It looks like his desk.
It sure does. Treats it like his.
Yeah, it is.
Treats it like no one else in the world matters.
No, I keep the middle clear for you. You can set a laptop down.
You could start selling all the coffee cups that are there.
You sound real needy. Like you got no grit in your heart. You got none. You can't fight through a little bit of adversity. A coffee cup on the side of the desk is bothering you that much?
There is no need for me to face adversity. Do you notice I don't typically leave things there?
There's a pair of headphones that's been sitting there.
Oh.
That maybe you could have used in the show today.
Oh, one thing?
Yeah.
My personal set of headphones that I use to edit audio in the morning?
Yeah, well.
Your headphones are there, along with 3 coffee cups,
No, those
a
are gone.
bucket,
Well, that's not gone.
and also a framed picture that's, by the way, gigantic.
It's huge.
Massive.
I didn't know where to put it.
I don't know how you don't.
What do you want me to do with that? Hang it in my home?
Get it out of here.
I think the difference we're looking for here is forgetfulness and
Which
arrogance.
I have plenty of.
Ignorance.
Also plenty of that. Yeah, probably both.
When
Not
I'm
arrogant.
in a situation, so I've been in this shared desk situation now for 2 years-ish.
Yeah, I took over for the other guy you typically share with.
I'm very cognizant of how I'm leaving a shared space.
Would you say the other guy who doesn't really use our desk but use it to store things, do you think he's cognizant of that?
Not as much,
Okay, I would agree.
but not as bad as you.
Because he doesn't leave things on the desk. He leaves
Yes.
things
Sort
next
of
to
off
desk.
to the side. And there aren't things that are there. Like yesterday, I took back 2 water cups that had just been sitting there for I have no idea how long.
Those aren't mine.
I don't care if they're not yours. They are assumed yours.
They're definitely
because
not.
you're the clutter king.
But you know this. I have a water bottle. I don't use
That's too bad.
I don't use
That's
water
what
cups.
happens
It's
when
right
you
here.
make poor decisions. You get lumped in.
Well, that just seems like you're being a jerk at this point.
Yeah, I am. And I'm hoping it's going to sink in.
It won't. You know me. You know me better than that.
Unbelievable.
Okay, let's move on. Plenty to get into. The NFL kicks off tomorrow. Joshy, come on. Let's try that again. The NFL kicks off tomorrow.
Ooh.
Give me some, Will.
Yeah.
Yeah! Let's go, baby. Come on. Kickoff tomorrow. It's Cowboys, Eagles. That is game 1. You get a Friday night game again this year in Sao Paulo, Brazil. No Packers, though. But it's another good matchup, just like last year. Chargers, Chiefs coming at you Friday night. The Sunday slate is really fun. There's a lot of fun games going on Sunday, including the Brad Nortman Bowl at noon. Panthers, Jaguars going on Sunday at noon. And 3:25, of course, the game you will see if you're pretty much all over the country except in most of the state of Texas. You will get the Packers and Lions on CBS on national television. The Sunday night game is electric. It is the Bills and the Ravens. Awesome game. And then Monday night, obviously Will's happy as a Bears fan, but I think Josh and I both also happy as NFC North fans, as the Vikings and Bears are the Monday night game to wrap up week 1. So really fun NFL schedule, really fun way to kick off the season, and just really excited to say you have made it. You are one sleep away from real NFL football that is not like the Hall of Fame game and preseason football that I gambled on habitually. It's real football, and that is fun. I'm so jacked. Will, you said this to me off the show, and I've been thinking about it since you said it about 20 minutes ago. Like, this might be the NFL season I'm most hyped up for ever.
I just think there's so many question marks. There's so many teams that are already established as being perennial powerhouses in the NFL, and then there's so many new look teams that could be that perennial powerhouse. And I think there's just going to be so many changes, and it's going to be different, and it's going to be fun, and there's a great rookie class. I think it's just going to be a very interesting year.
Yeah, I totally agree. And, you know, I was watching the NFL Network's, I think it's like Return to Kickoff or Welcome Back Football special last night. And they showed a stat that's kind of stuck with me. And, Josh, I'm sure you know this one because you're a dork. But each of the last 35 years in the NFL, there's been at least 4 new playoff teams. So teams that didn't make the playoffs the year prior made it this year. So each of the last 35 seasons, at least 4 new playoff teams every year. And obviously 14 teams now make it in playoffs. But 4 new teams every year for 35 years seems like an outrageous amount of parity, which is what the NFL is obviously known for.
That has become such a storyline that you'll see, I believe Bill Barnwell did it, or someone at ESPN.
Yeah, I saw that.
Where they basically, they have the newcomers portion of teams that weren't in the playoffs that do make the playoffs. And, I mean, it's largely in part because of the way the wild card is set up with 2 teams making it, that it's an influence heavily on those tiebreakers where individual games don't necessarily. The sneaky interesting part about it is the process of the regular season isn't necessarily figuring out the best people or the best teams. It's just who has the right combination of wins a lot of times. Yeah. The top 3 teams are probably all deserving to some extent, but there's usually a division winner that is a lot worse than a wild card team. Like that stuff all happens, and it's a lot of times left up to random chance.
Yeah, and I will say that's one part of the NFL playoffs that I wouldn't mind if they tweaked. They talked about it again this year. They didn't tweak that, which is you're guaranteed a home game.
Yeah, it's a matter of time.
If you win your division. I think I agree. I think that's going to change at some point. But one rule they did change this year is now both teams get the ball in overtime, which I think is an overdue rule change. So things are heading in the right direction on that front as we get ready for the opener tomorrow. So here's what I want to do today. I just want to nerd out. I said this a couple of weeks ago. I just want to have a show where we talk about the NFL. We're going to do mostly Packers. To start, we're going to do a bunch of superlatives. We got 10 superlatives that Will's going to toss up to us, and Joshy and I will each answer, and we'll discuss a little bit. And then we will hit kind of the NFL predictions, like who's going to win the MVP, who's going to the Super Bowl, and we'll rapid fire our division winners and see how much we agree on that front for the 8 divisions in the NFL. Because we're dorks. I know if you're hanging out with us, you're probably also an NFL and Packers dork because you've wound up here yet again. So let's get into it. I'm super, super jacked. It's football season. Unbelievable. I'm going to have trouble sleeping tonight. Anybody else?
No.
I don't know about trouble sleeping. I'm
going to be tinkering.
I'm going to want to get to sleep
tinkering
earlier.
With what?
Fantasy football lineups.
Ooh, that's fair. Good reminder, actually.
That's kind of how it happens, and I brought this up, and you've made fun of me before, Joshy. The night before the NCAA tournament tips off in March, I always struggle sleeping because I'm tinkering with my bracket.
If you draft good teams, you shouldn't have any indecision on who to start.
No, that's fair. I mean, and obviously week 1, you kind of just do it how the draft board fell. So I'm being a little facetious when I say that.
Facetious.
I suck at that word.
Facetious.
Facetious.
Yeah, you got it.
That's coming from the wordsmith.
Yeah, the word guy back there.
The word guy back there. All right, word guy. Let's get to it. Let's play some Packers superlatives for the 2025 NFL season.
All right. The first superlative we got is the most improved offensive player on the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, I kind of struggled with this one because I think you can go a lot of different directions with it. I'm going to go with Luke Musgrave, the tight end. I think we're going to see a lot of 12 personnel. And if you are subscribed to the Mr. Relevant podcast feed, I did a quick 12, 15-minute episode yesterday, which we're going to do on Tuesdays throughout the regular season, where I just gave you 6 things I'm looking forward to for both the season and the opener. And I talked a lot about the 12 personnel I think we're going to see. 1 running back, 2 wide receivers, 2 tight ends. I think LaFleur is going to use Musgrave and Kraft in the field a lot this year, together. They haven't really been healthy together through the first 2 seasons of their career. They're both healthy entering the season. So I'm going to go Luke Musgrave here, Joshy.
I think that was the one pick I had going in, but I have another one. And it might be a harbinger of things to come later. I think Jordan Love is going to be the most improved player. Not that Jordan Love performed particularly bad. I would say it was a disappointing season for him statistically, but he battled through injuries. We've talked about that ad nauseum at this point. But I think the infusion of some of the young talent and improvement from the offensive line is going to fuel what is going to be Jordan Love's best season of his career thus far.
I like that. And harbinger, by the way. Don't know what that means, so no chance Will does.
Wrote it down.
Yeah, good. But I assume it is a precursor of sorts.
That is
foreshadow.
That is a good way to phrase that.
All right, let's do it. What's number 2?
Number 2, we got the most improved defensive player.
Yeah, this can go a million directions. I'm going to go Javon Bullard. I think he's a guy who's going to play safety. He's going to play corner. We might even see him at a little bit of linebacker type position. I think he's going to get put all over the field by Jeff Hafley. So he's a guy that fascinates me going into 2025. Give me him. Give me Javon Bullard.
I'm suspicious that he doesn't end up as the odd man out.
And he very well could, to be honest with you.
I think things can go either way depending on health of the guys around him.
I will say, though, That physicality doesn't grow on trees.
No, but that's largely what Nate Hobbs brings.
True. But can he stay on the field?
Keyshawn Nixon has certainly a level to that where he plays rather aggressive.
Yeah.
I think there could be a situation where he either becomes like an every week starter due to injuries and nagging stuff, or he's kind of the forgotten guy who we see on like dime packages in some of those like 3rd and long situations. I had a few names that I went through my head here. Obviously, LVN is the one blinking in your head. He seemingly lost some of his playing time with the addition of Micah Parsons. But does that slide him down more into a defensive lineman position, into more of a D tackle where he's accustomed to playing? And does that mean good things for him?
Yeah,
and
that's a good point.
just the options. Devontae Wyatt, the former first-round pick, was another one I considered. I'm going to stick with tried and true. I'm going Edgerrin Cooper. I think even though we saw him play incredibly, win 2 defensive players of the week in the NFC, I think he's going to cement himself as an all-pro player. And I've been saying this prior to Micah Parsons that I thought he was going to be that good, but the addition of Micah Parsons just makes the case so much easier.
Correct. And, as you were rolling through some of the names there, I was like, if you would have asked me a week ago, I think LVN was the layup here.
Yeah.
Now, I still think we'll see plenty of them.
Yes.
But it's going to be, I think, at least a little bit reduced than we anticipated a week ago. It has to be, right. Unless they stick him at nose tackle, but I think that's entirely unlikely.
His snaps will probably be lower than we expected higher than we expected to start the season, because who knows how they're going to bring Micah Parsons on, who hasn't really had real contact at any point this offseason. And then as Micah Parsons played more and more, you're probably going to see less, and then he's probably going to grow into that role even more, depending on how guys like Colby Wooden and Carl Brooks, etc., all perform.
I'm excited about KB. I think he could have a really big year.
There's opportunity for him to play a lot more and to...
Same with Wooden.
Yeah.
All those guys.
Yes.
And Nazir Stackhouse, the undrafted free agent, is even going to see some time. So we will see. All right, well, what's next?
We got the most likely to lead the offense in touchdowns. This is rushing or receiving.
It's obviously not Jordan Love. This can go one of 3 ways in my mind. But I think I'll take the easy one, and Josh, I'll let you pick from the other 2. I'm going to go Josh Jacobs.
Yeah, I think Josh Jacobs is the most likely the betting favorite. But I do think Josh Jacobs' usage is going to decline, but not through lack of performance, through so many other good options. At times last year, it felt like Josh Jacobs was the only answer, and I don't think that's going to be the case in 2025. I think Josh Jacobs is going to be a huge factor, and let's be honest, running backs typically score most of when you're in towards the gold zone, as it's called in Green Bay, you're going to give it to the most reliable option.
They still call it the gold zone?
I don't know
Hackett?
Since Hackett. I don't know. I don't know if that carried on past him. Or if that was a Rodgers thing. I think the bet I'd like to make here, half of me wants to go Matthew Golden, but he's not the prototypical body type of a receiver. It's Tucker Kraft for me.
Those were the other 2 options in my head.
But I kind of think it would be disappointing even if Tucker Kraft had 13 touchdowns, you'd still kind of be looking at Josh Jacobs like, what happened this year with him? And how did the offense sort of function?
Yeah.
Just because good offenses, even if you're a passing offense, your running back is going to score a ton of touchdowns.
Okay, I think we're in total agreement. I think the power rankings are 1 Jacobs, 2 Kraft, 3 Golden. Like, that's where my head went.
Yeah, and there is a case to be made for Romeo Doubs because of the familiarity.
And the reliability.
Yeah, the level of... They have the unspoken. It's certainly not anywhere near Rodgers and Devontae, but they seem to know where each other are and rely on each other in the red zone.
Next, we got the quiet glue guy, or the unsung hero of the 2025 Green Bay Packers.
Quiet glue guy. The unsung hero. It's like I didn't write these with how
I was going to say, I've got an answer if you need some time
with how
to
I'm
think.
struggling to think about these. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm going to pick Jordan Morgan. I think Jordan Morgan is going to end up thrust into play either through injury or for lack of performance on somebody else, and he is going to be sort of a cornerstone future of the franchise type thing. I think
you're still holding out a lot of hope for him.
I think Jordan Morgan deserved to be the left tackle. He graded out as one of the best left tackles in all of the NFL in the preseason. He went against starters doing it. Rasheed Walker was out for the competition and then just got the job. And Rasheed Walker's lack of flexibility to play multiple positions, I think, hurt Jordan Morgan.
I agree with you on that.
And the fact that it's easier to pay an extension to your left tackle who only started 2 years versus 3. I think all those things factor in where Rasheed Walker is fine. He's good. Above average. He's nothing special. He's not a David Bakhtiari, and I think Jordan Morgan has a lot better chance at being that. And I think there's a chance that Rasheed loses his job to Jordan Morgan, or Jordan Morgan fills in at right guard, left or right tackle.
So I also thought offensive line when this question was asked, but I did not think
the sixth man?
No, that's not where my head went at all. But I really like that answer from you, actually. I'm going to go with the new center, former left guard Elton Jenkins.
Yeah.
I think that's
he's
just
a
guy.
stalwart.
Yeah, he's a guy you can rely on. He's a veteran. As Matt LaFleur talked about when Kenny Clark was traded last week. Kenny Clark, Rashawn Gary, and one other who I'm blanking on were the only guys that were on the team his first season. Elton and Rashawn Gary, were both drafted in 2019, his first season. And obviously Kenny Clark was a rollover from previous teams.
I think Elton Jenkins is as good as what he does for a living as anybody on the Green Bay Packers.
Agreed.
And it's just because he's an offensive lineman and not necessarily the left tackle or the right tackle and that's to say nothing of the disrespect. Like, I'm not disrespecting Zach Tom at this. I just think Elton is and has been that good his entire career.
He's been reliable. He's been awesome. I totally agree. So I'm going to go Elton Jenkins here.
Coming up next, we got the most likely to be a WWE superstar.
Okay, few answers here. There's a few answers.
There's one answer.
Is it Tucker Kraft?
Yeah, duh.
Okay.
Whoa. Who was the guy that was in the fights against the Seahawks? Is that Tom?
Zach Tom?
Yeah.
He was standing up for his guys.
It's
I got
more
Zach
like
Tom.
to be in a Golden Gloves event.
Yeah, that's true. Boxer. Yeah, he was squaring up, dude. He was squaring up, no doubt. I just think Xavier McKinney, though, has a look about him. Like with the hair. I think that could be WWE-esque.
I guess, but I mean, Tucker Kraft plays like it's wrestling.
Yeah. Oh yeah, like he's in WrestleMania.
Yeah. Would you also the most likely to end up in a WWE event is Tucker Kraft? Like how Gronk had done stuff in the past with the WWE. Like Tucker Kraft, if his star rises enough, he's just going to be at WrestleMania or whatever one day.
That's true. Yeah,
George Kittle has been involved a lot.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, tight ends are no strangers to the WWE. Yeah, Tucker Kraft's the answer. I agree. I wrote this question based on Tucker Kraft.
All right, coming up next, we got the guy most likely to run through a brick wall and smile.
This has to be Micah Parsons, right?
So I picked Micah Parsons here, and I picked it because in his introductory press conference, he talked about how he told Rasheed Walker he was going to give him the business in practice.
Yes.
And he was talking about how long it's been since he's been able to put his hands on somebody and sort of do the physical things. Yeah, he seems to be wired that way.
I've got one other pick. It's Quay Walker.
Yes, but I don't know if that's as much of a compliment to Quay as it is to Micah Parsons.
I would agree. Good way to read that one. But yeah, and also, by the way, the Micah Parsons-Rasheed Walker relationship, I didn't realize how tight they were. I knew, obviously they played together at Penn State.
Right.
But it was cool to hear that, Micah's walking in and he's got multiple friends in that locker room already because him and Jordan Love obviously are friends. He also shares the same agent with Xavier McKinney as he does with Love. And obviously Rasheed Walker and him went to college. So, it wasn't like this was an uncomfortable trade for Micah Parsons. He's walking into a pretty comfortable locker room, which is great.
The thing that made it make sense is Micah Parsons was probably lined up across from Rasheed Walker quite often in practice.
Correct.
And either you hate that person or you end up really liking them. There's one or two ways
and
to
it
go.
seemed like it was the latter, thankfully, for these new teammates in Green Bay.
Coming up next, we got the Sal Frelick Heart and Hustle Award.
Yeah, I love giving this one out. This is the preseason award. This is like the watch list.
This to me feels like it has to be a special teamer.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You giving this to the newly extended Matt Orzech?
It feels...
I have an obvious pick here.
The Hustle Award seems like historically, like when you give it out in youth sports in high school, it goes through the guy who tries really hard, isn't necessarily the best, but is a rah-rah leader, is always out there for his teammates.
I feel like you're explaining my guy perfectly.
Can I guess who your guy is?
Yeah, you can guess it.
Is it Bo Melton?
Sure is. It's exactly who it is. It's Bo Melton.
I was thinking someone like Isaiah McDuffie because he seems a little unhinged.
Yeah, I don't think that's a bad call.
He's going to be on special teams with Bo Melton, to be fair. Bo Melton certainly doesn't have a job without being able to do something on special teams.
No. Well, it's not like their quarter depth's all that great. He played well in the preseason.
Yeah, but he's going to be on most.
I know. He's going to be like their best gunner, and he has been their best gunner since Jarrett Bush, probably. So.
I like Nate Hobbs for this one too. I know he's good. Where Josh said the guy can't play, but I feel like with the way he practiced very hard, heart and hustle, it's kind of right up his alley.
He's known for his physicality, which I think is also the self-relic, the dirty jersey thing. Like those are the type of guys that you would put it. I just think Nate Hobbs is supposed to be one of the better players on the defense.
Next, we got most likely to be an all-pro for the first time. So this discludes Micah Parsons, Xavier McKinney, and Josh Jacobs.
Yeah, those are the 3 all-pros on the Packers roster who have previously been all-pros. Both Parsons and Jacobs not with the Packers. McKinney obviously being an all-pro last year in his first season with the Packers. Yeah, this can go a few ways.
There's one easy answer.
It's Zach Tom, right?
I think it's Edrin Cooper.
Also true.
But I also think a guy like Tucker Kraft has a good case for that.
He needs to make a big jump.
I think his competition is a little tougher because a guy like Brock Bowers might get like 120 targets, which
Trey McBride.
Yeah, I think that makes it difficult. But when you talk about like George Kittle has some all pros, I believe.
He does.
And because he plays like a tight end, like the traditional tight end position, which I do think they try and give one to the gaudy stats guy, and then the guy who's actually like playing tight end.
Just a dog, lack of a better term. Yeah, so, okay, we went offense and defense there. Edrin Cooper, obviously a really good pick for obvious reasons. 2-time Defensive Player of the Week last year in the NFC. Zach Tom is a guy who's been very close. If they had a third-team All-Pro, he would have won it or been on that team twice.
How far down this list could a potential for a guy like Rashawn Gary be?
I think pretty far.
If the position's weak, though,
I'd take the following over him. Just off the top of my head. Jordan Love.
Yeah.
Tucker Kraft.
Yep.
Edrin Cooper.
Yep.
Trying to think who else I'm missing. Quay Walker, probably.
Oh, no way.
I don't think any of the receivers are all pro good. Despite the fact that I think Golden could compete for Rookie of the Year.
Maybe Evan Williams in a couple years.
I think it's too early for him.
I think,
but I agree in a couple years.
I think there's a potential here that Rashawn Gary is such a benefactor.
You know what? You might be onto something.
Such a benefactor of the Micah Parsons presence that, like, we might know watching, like, okay, he had 12.5 sacks. 6 of them were because Micah Parsons scared the quarterback right into Rashawn Gary's arms.
Yep.
But the people who are voting on that aren't going to be necessarily looking for, well, it was because of Micah Parsons type of fact.
Yeah, fair point. He's actually probably not as far down as I thought he was initially. Mm-hmm. Could like an Aaron Banks make a case? Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, who knows?
But yeah, he's probably.
I think Al
Alton
Jenkins has a good chance at. I think what is, and no disrespect to centers, an easier position for a guy as talented as Alton Jenkins.
No, disrespect intended. I mean, it's true, but it was a little disrespectful.
He is an above average athlete at that position.
Yes.
And I think that could mean good things for him.
Yeah, I agree.
Last one we got the offensive and defensive MVP.
Let's go defensive first. Come on.
Yeah, it's Micah
Parsons. Let's go offensive next. I mean, the obvious would be Love.
Yes.
The second obvious would be Jacobs.
Yes.
The third obvious would be Golden.
Yes. I think Jordan Love, as I said in the first, might have his best career year. And I think that's going to be because of the presence of Matthew Golden. So, like, if you wanted to give Matthew Golden this because of the way he elevates all the pieces of the offense and things sort of click together, like, you make the case for it. But the quarterbacks win MVPs.
Yep.
And if Jordan Love has a 40 touchdown, 7 interception, 8 interception season and sets like a new high for his season long passing, like the counting stats, everyone's going to kind of look at it that way.
I agree. All right, there's our Packers Superlatives for the 2025 NFL season. That was fun. I enjoyed that. We've got a couple more that I want to get to. These aren't really superlatives. These are more predictions in the NFL. Will, you can play along here if you want on these final three. So these are league-wide. So let's actually start with our just kind of rapid fire. Let's rapid fire each of our division winners. So keep track of your own, and we'll see how similar we all are. Let's start in the AFC. Let's start in the AFC East.
Bills.
All right, let's go AFC South.
This is one I broke from. I went Jaguars here.
Ooh.
I like Liam Cohen. I like the.
Yeah, I don't think the
Travis
Texans
Hunter.
win again.
I'm suspicious of them.
I am too.
Yeah.
I am too. And DeMeco Ryans. Although I like him now, I feel like I'll change my tune at the end of the season. And again, I'm not super sold on CJ Stroud.
And what I was doing here, because I previewed this and was looking it over, I was trying to find who's going to change in sort of division winners, and I had to pick some, and the Texans were the one I was like, of the remaining two AFC divisions, the least confident in.
Yep, I agree. However, I do have one coming for you. I'm going to agree with you. I'm going to take the Jags as well.
You're going to take the Broncos with the West.
No, I'm not going to take the Broncos.
I'm going to go Texans. Just the division's just so bad.
Yeah, it is really bad. It is bad. Chalk. All right, let's go.
Sorry.
Let's go AFC.
Sorry about it.
AFC West.
I think it's Chiefs. I think we see a resurgence.
I don't in the regular season.
I think we see.
I'll get back to that in a bit.
I think we see a passing attack that everyone has to shut up about. Has Patrick Mahomes declined?
I'm taking the Chargers.
I'm with you.
Jeez.
Give me the Chargers.
Yeah, I think the Chargers win the division. The Chiefs are definitely a wild card, and they're probably, and I take that back. They're not probably. They're in the AFC Championship game again. But I'm going to take the Chargers to win the AFC West. That's going to be my boldest take that we get to here. All right, AFC North.
It's Ravens.
Agreed. Yep, Ravens. Okay, that one's easy.
Wild card teams from the AFC.
Okay, so Chiefs are one of them. I think Broncos are another one. So I think it's two wild card teams from the AFC West, and then I'm going to take the Bengals.
I think both the Broncos and Chargers make the wild card.
Okay, so we're in agreement there.
And I think if I were to pick, I'm a Bengals hater, so I would probably go with the Texans.
Okay. I was wondering if I was going to hear Patriots out of your
I was going to go Patriots.
Yeah.
Patriots.
I know
Bengals,
a lot of teams are
Chiefs.
high on them, but
I like Drake May a lot.
I do too.
I think their head coach is an absolute knucklehead.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Mike Vrabel hater.
Yeah, he does things at the behest of the best interest of his team because he wants to prove he's a tough guy.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
Just see. This is why I love these episodes because we're nerds. Dude. We're nerds when it comes to the NFL, and we can just rip off takes like that on the day before the NFL season begins. I love this. Okay. So those are our wild card teams. That's the AFC. Let's go to the NFC. NFC East, Eagles, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
No argument. NFC South, Bucks.
I like the Falcons.
Okay. Interesting.
That's gross.
A team I don't hate though, and I still think it's the Bucks. I'm high on the Bucks.
I think
last year.
think everybody is going to be very disappointed in both Baker Mayfield and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Dare I bring up the Panthers?
Yeah. So
I think they'll be better than the Falcons.
I do too.
Here's the thing. Everybody watched what Bryce Young did at the end of the season and said, "Wow, this guy actually looks good." He was actually a negative EV type player where his value wasn't that important. It was just he was one of the worst quarterbacks ever.
Yes.
So the improvement
was from awful to bad.
Yes. And when I say one of the worst quarterbacks ever, that's by the numbers. That's not me doing eye test. That's one of the worst we've ever seen.
So I hear you. I just love what they've done with the weapons on that offense. I think they've tuned it up quite a notch. I'm not saying they're going to win the division. I think the Buccaneers win the division.
It seems like they got bullied by the media into trading Adam Thielen, and then Jalen Coker went on to the IR, and you looked around and said, "Wow, Adam Thielen would be really nice for this team right now."
Yeah, they did get bullied by the internet, by the way. I fully agree with that.
I think,
and then I don't know, man. The whole Thielen to Minnesota situation seems to not be going over as well as they had anticipated.
People don't really love the family.
Correct. Yeah.
I think Chuba Hubbard is going to decline. I think Bryce Young probably.
Already?
I mean, yeah, he's Chuba Hubbard. mean, let's not get crazy here. It's not like he's a special talent.
Exactly. So how can he decline?
Because
he's never accelerated.
He had a good last year.
Yeah, he performed far above his expectations.
I think that's because their offense was so bad. Which maybe doesn't help my argument. But anyway, okay. So you have Bucks as well, Will?
Yeah, I'll take the Bucks.
And then you had Falcons.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's go to the West. Maybe.
I think it's the Niners.
Interesting. Will?
I'll take the Rams. I think Stafford comes back healthy and they dominate.
Yeah. This is the one I had the most trouble with. And it's because of those two teams. It's not. Don't get it twisted. Last year I did my whole Cardinals thing. I'm not doing that again.
I think both of them are playoff teams.
Agreed. I agree. I think I'm Team Will though. If Stafford stays healthy, it's the Rams.
I am severely worried about the degree at which they felt uncomfortable using Matthew Stafford in anything.
That's the thing that I'm triggered.
They had a special chamber on wheels show up and said, well, this is for everyone. And then suspiciously, the only one who really spent a lot of time in there was Matthew Stafford.
Yeah, it's not a good situation. That's why I say if he stays healthy.
And
because Stetson Bennett ain't winning that division.
His back has been bad for years.
Yeah, he's old. I mean, he's probably second or third oldest quarterback in the National Football League.
I think the offensive talent, I think Christian McCaffrey is going to be running back 1 through 3 this year. He's going to stay healthy. He hasn't missed any time in the season. Thus, in the offseason last year, he did a lot of that. Juwan Jennings, Brandon Ayuk's coming back. Ricky Pearsall. There's just so much offensive talent.
The receiver part I'm a little bit confused about because Juwan Jennings wants an extension, allegedly will hold out. Ricky Pearsall's like the only guy that they have ready to go for this weekend.
Juwan Jennings seems like he's going to be ready to go.
He is going to play. All right. I don't hate that pick. I like the Rams a lot. I love the 1-2 punch of Adams and Nakua.
Yes, I think if they can keep Stafford healthy, it's going to be a dogfight.
All right, grand finale for division winners, then we'll get to the wild card. Will we start with you, the NFC North?
The Bears.
I knew that was coming. That's why we went to him.
Do you believe that?
Yeah.
That was convincing.
I'm picking the Packers.
I'm also picking the Packers. I think this is the year.
Chalk.
Chalk.
It's not chalk.
Chalk.
They're not the favorites.
He doesn't know how that works.
Chalk.
I don't think he knows how chalk works.
Chalk pick.
Nope. Actually, it's the exact opposite of that.
They're the favorites, aren't they?
No.
No, Lions are.
Well, it depends on what sports book you look at.
No,
they're either tied or second.
Chalk. Picking the underdogs.
Just throw a golf tee at him. All right, so we have our division winners. Wild cards, we will start with you, Joshy.
Commies, easily in there.
Yep.
Rams. And then, obviously, I think it has to be the Lions.
Yeah, so I agree with you. I think it's Commies, Niners, Lions.
Yeah, I'm with you. Honestly, though, I feel like the Seahawks sneaky could beat out the 49ers.
So
I don't have a lot of faith in the 49ers.
Here's the thing. I love the opportunity for that offense this year. The issue is they don't have an offensive head coach. And that part makes me a little bit hesitant.
I think so. I think Kenneth Walker is going to have a remarkable year.
I agree with you. I think JSN's going to have a great year.
As well. I think Cooper Kupp is not going to have a good year.
I agree with that.
I think the team that sort of brought him along, just kind of letting him go off into the ether, is probably indicative of where he is in terms of his ability and health. Like, he'll have his big games because he's Cooper freaking Kupp, and he does that.
Yep.
But I don't think they're going to get more than 12 games.
Yeah.
And I don't know what to expect from that defense.
Yeah.
I think their coach is sort of also not the best.
Yeah, I'm not a huge Mike McDonald believer, but I'm happy for Zach Orr, who's now the defensive coordinator in Baltimore, and obviously a friend of the program, Chris Orr, that's his older brother. So happy for him, and obviously the opportunity he's gotten in Baltimore and got that defense humming at the end of last year. But yeah, I don't know. And Sam Darnold is still kind of a question mark.
That's the big thing. I think he's going to see ghosts again.
See, the way my brain works is he just will look so good in the Seahawks uniform that in my mind he's going to have a breakout. Another
I love
breakout
your brain.
year.
Dude,
That's how it works.
I love
like
your
Josh
brain.
operates on EPA. I go on how good they look.
Dude,
in the
look
uniform.
cool.
I think we are going to end the season with wow, J.J. McCarthy looks better than we expected, and wow, Sam Darnold went back to what he was. Kevin O'Connell might deserve Coach of the Year.
Yes. I think that's very possible, but none of us picked the Vikings to make the playoffs.
No, I still think the two teams ahead of them, the Packers, and will make it really hard for them to win enough games.
Okay, we'll talk about this likely on Monday. But just real quick, Monday Night Football is Vikings-Bears. Where is it, Will?
It's in Chicago.
Who you got? I'm talking to you, Joshy.
Who do I got?
Yeah.
Vikings.
I do too.
Yeah. I think Caleb is going to have a bear of a time with that defense.
Well, I would like you to say what you said to me when we were meeting and discussing the show about an hour ago.
I said, I've guaranteed the Bears are going to win. I just don't know how. But if I had to guess, it's going to be 12-10. Cairo Santos is going to kick 4 field goals to win. That's how they beat him like 2 years ago on Monday night.
Isn't he the best?
This is
the brain of you. The brain of you, that coming from the brain of me. The brain of you doesn't work very well. That's what I was going for. All right, so here's how I want to do the league MVP discussion. I want you to give your real pick, and then I want like a 100-yard touchdown pass. Like I want a Hail Mary, right? Somebody that could be completely unexpected, come out of the blue for an MVP pick. So let's start with the serious MVP picks. I'm not going sexy here at all. Lamar Jackson's going to win it again. He's going to get his third.
I think so. There's two people I'm considering here, and it is the one you aforementioned. I think if this isn't the year for Lamar Jackson, then when is it? Yeah. Meaning Super Bowl good. They kind of dominate the AFC and are in a battle with the Chiefs. Or I think it's Patrick Mahomes because everyone, if that passing offense looks potent and Xavier Worthy takes a step, Travis Kelce is sort of a reinvention of himself, and then Rashee Rice returns, I think they could be like lighting up the skies type of passing offense, and then everyone's going to go, Patrick Mahomes probably deserved more MVPs than he has right now, so he's going to get it.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm in on Lamar Jackson. I agree.
I just don't see him slowing down, man.
There's a piece of me that references back what we're seeing with Patrick Mahomes back to LeBron, and when they started just giving other people MVPs despite them not being as good as LeBron.
Yeah.
But then they came back around on it and were kind of like, hey, look at this guy again.
Yeah, and I mean, like, yeah, but here's the thing with Brady. I was going to make the Brady comparison, but I don't think it's fair because his regular season statistics were never that sexy.
No.
Other than, I think it was 2013 he won the MVP.
They would just grind you down with their run game, short little passes to running backs.
And maybe he won it. Did he win it in 2007 when they went 16-0? He may have.
He must have.
Regardless, like, other than the years where he was just spectacular, he never won it. I think he only won it twice. And that's kind of, it feels a little Mahomesy.
I also think their level of controversy and cheating allegations, I think, affected him negatively when it comes to personal accolades.
And I tend to agree. I think that makes complete sense. So Mahomes would make sense. So Lamar and Mahomes are our picks. Nobody picked Josh Allen, but obviously he's a big favorite. Okay, what's your long shot?
I think you have to consider Jordan Love for this.
Yep, agreed.
And then if you sort of look around at the other teams that could be there, I think the writers would love Jaden Daniels if they are in a battle for that division at the end. I think that one makes a ton of sense. I think there's a potential of a Brock Purdy as a long shot.
That was my name.
If they overperform in our 13, 14 wins, they're just going, even though it's probably going to be on the back of Christian McCaffrey and Kyle Shanahan.
Yeah, so I would just say this on my Brock Purdy comment, because that was the name I was going to go with for the long shot. That is from the mouth of the same guy who picked Kyler Murray seriously last year.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't do that.
I really don't want to give up on Kyler, but I've given up on Kyler.
Another name, I think, because there's sort of been a sexy pick, I think if the Broncos run away with that division, even though Bo Nix won't be the best quarterback, it'll just be, we have to give it to somebody on this team, and more likely than Patrick Surtain, it will be Bo Nix that gets the nod there. Sort of how Brock Purdy a few years ago was getting talk for the MVP, and everyone was like, all right, come on now. He's not better than Lamar or Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes, but they end up being there just because their team ends up that good.
Yeah, fair point.
I'm going to go to the same tune of that Bo Nix point with Baker Mayfield. If the Buccaneers run away with the division, they're going to win games by passing the football and not running the football. And he's got a Mecca Ibuka now, 2 other solid receivers. I mean, I could see him. He's put up some ridiculous numbers the past couple of years.
Yeah, he was. I think he was top 5 towards the end of the year last year for betting odds.
Oh, I'm sure he was.
Sneaky too.
I don't know I don't know if we here at large have discussed just how important Liam Cohen is and just how important
You're sold on the Jags.
The loss of Liam Cohen to the Tampa Bay and how that might affect.
You could make the Ben Johnson argument for the Lions.
Right.
And I think you will.
I think we spent a lot of time talking about Ben Johnson leaving the Lions and the decline there, and how that's going to affect Jared Goff. And I don't feel like the same critique is being applied to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as is the Lions.
All right, Super Bowl predictions. Let's see how good we are. Will, you start.
I think the Ravens beat the Eagles. Ravens got the best roster in the NFL.
I'm Chiefs over Packers.
Okay, I also have the Packers in. I do have the Packers winning, as I said last week. That was not heat of the moment. I stand by that. I have the Packers over the Bills to win their 14th World Championship. Through them out. Go Pack, go, baby. All right, that was fun. I enjoyed that. Okay. You even more jacked up now? You gave me a fake woohoo at the beginning of the show. I'm pretty fired up right now. I could do this all damn day. We could do this all day, and I would not get sick of it.
I enjoy what I'm doing. Am I going to show some overt level of excitement? Probably not.
Okay, let's fly through the rest of the show. Micah Parsons has an injury in his back. Are you worried?
No.
Me neither. Okay. Eagles Cowboys tomorrow. You're watching?
Yes.
You were watching A because NFL football is on. Okay, which answer most accurately reflects why you're watching tomorrow? A because NFL football is on. B because you want to laugh at the Cowboys. C because you want to see how good the Eagles are. Or D because
you've left out one important factor.
Go ahead.
So the main reason is NFL football's on.
Yep.
Shortly after that is the amount of investment I've made in George Pickens in fantasy.
Oh.
And I think that, and Dak Prescott, to be frank.
I'm also a big Dak Prescott.
Because I think their defense is going to be so bad that they are going to be slinging the pill around. And even if it's some of those meaningless and they're losing a lot, I think they're going to put up gaudy offensive passing stats. And I'm going to be living and dying by every George Pickens target.
Okay. How the hell was I supposed to know that?
You should just know. Ball knower.
I knew that.
I didn't know the George Pickens part. I knew the Prescott part. Okay. Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
I listed my reasons in order. Number one, NFL football. Number two, I want to laugh at the Cowboys and Jerry Jones because they're gonna show him on TV 800 times tomorrow.
His beat red face after 19 glasses of Johnny Walker Blue.
And they're going to be down. I mean, I think the Eagles might.
He's going to be so sad.
I think it might be a bad game.
Yes.
But also, then obviously, I mean, Packers Eagles November 10th. Found out today I'm getting tickets to that game. Shout out to Steve Scafidi. Just had to give him a plug. Told me he gave me a plug on his show today, so I wanted to return the favor.
Whatever happened to the program you and him were doing?
We did one episode. And then our executive producer left. And then his show time changed. So the time we typically recorded, he is now on the air.
So it was the grand debut and the grand closing?
I wouldn't say that. Ball game's not over yet. I think there still might be a comeback for us in the making. Will might be the executive producer now. I haven't talked to him about that yet.
I was going to say, I haven't agreed to any terms.
We'll have to discuss. But Scafidi's the best. He will join us, though. First hour of Green Bay Game Day, which starts up this Sunday beginning at noon on ESPN Wisconsin, 620 WTMJ, and, of course, right here on YouTube if you're watching us there. You can preview every game with us. I would say our pregame show, if you're a Packers fan, it's must listen, must watch. We've got the best insight. We've got the best guests. We've got some of the biggest fans, best panel.
Best producer.
Damn good producer, I'll give you that. While I'm promoting the show, I would never say that to your face, though. But Green Bay Game Day starts at noon on Sunday, so make sure you don't miss it. Year 3 for me on that show, and it is just such a thrill and such a fun show to do every week. So looking forward to getting back after that. So anyway, all right, Will, your time to shine. Let's go. It's Will's Wednesday Week in Review. This will be the final Wednesday Week in Review, by the way. Will's Week in Review is moving to Mondays, starting
He's getting
Monday.
bumped up.
He's getting bumped up to prime time. No pun intended, on Monday. It's time for Will's final Wednesday Week in Review.
All right, you guys are going to have to stay with me. We're going to fly through all of the Week 1 matchups, all 16 NFL games.
Well, hold on. So this is Will's Wednesday Week preview?
Preview.
Oh, wow.
Do you think you got the stamina for this?
Let's find out. We begin the season with Thursday Night Football, where the Cowboys will have to rely on Dak, Michael Prescott, as the world's greatest boss after Jerry Seinfeld Jones had his stand-up comedy career take off after he used the details of the Micah Parsons trade as material. Cooper apple-bottomed jeans and the Eagles will kick the Cowboys out of Philly using their boots with the fur and begin their journey for a repeat. We get Friday Night Football in Brazil, where Travis Kelce seal the deal will begin his journey to a second ring this year, while Jim Harbaugh looks to steal an early season win with his Sao Paulo low man win strategy, and in Brazilian fashion may ride his lad Madonkey to a victory. While Tyreek Hill hasn't officially thrown up the peace sign and left Mike McDaniel in a cloud of vape, you can pretty much say goodbye to his time with the Dolphins, as it's going to be Tagovailoa. Daniel Jones will try to get back on the horse he was at while duking it out in Durham, as he will make his Colts debut in potentially the least watched game in NFL history. Despite being called the New York Jets, Aaron New Rod Jersey and the Steelers will return to MetLife Stadium to take on Justin Can't Throw the Ball Downfields in his first start with the Jets. Travis
That felt personal.
It did feel personal.
Sorry, Jay. I love Justin. Travis Dog the Bounty Hunter is kicking down the door of not playing both ways and taking names, as he will play offense and defense for the Jaguars. While Bryce isn't getting any younger, we'll try to erase the Bo-toxic culture in Carolina. Kyler Murray now is going to try to give the Saints defense a black-eyed pea, while Spencer Rattler, Bueller, I guess there's no other quarterbacks in New Orleans, as he will need to pull out all the stops to look like a competent quarterback. While the most famous Giant commander, William Howard Taft, will not be present in Washington, D.C. on Sunday afternoon, Russell Whitehouse Wilson is going to try to win the ballot against Jaden Daniels and Debo Samuel Jackson in our nation's capital. Baker's dozen Mayflower will make beating the Falcons' defense like a piece of cake, while Bijan, Meet the Robinsons, will attempt to Marty McFly his way to the future, where he is no longer an Atlanta Falcon. While the Bengals' offense will be Joe Burrow, it's magic. The defense was not betrayed, as Hendrickson returned to give them a chance of not allowing 50 points a game. Joe Flak Jacket's duration as Browns quarterback may be short if he doesn't load up on protective equipment with a weak offensive line. October's very own Drake May have to hit the hotline bling to get Stephon Diggs off his boat, because I don't want to see them struggle. People have been singing the praises to Pete Christmas Carol all offseason. We'll see how he fares in his offense with no way he's our starting quarterback. Christian McCaffrey has been brewing for a return, with Brocking Chair Purdy sitting on the porch, listening to the Sea and the Hawks, while Sam and Darnold will try to swim upstream against a tough 49ers team. There's a new sheriff in Nashville, as Cam Warden will try to eliminate the stink of the 2024 Titans in Denver against B.O. Knicks and the Broncos, who reached a new degree after making the playoffs last season. After 2 years of being the only child in Green Bay, Jordan may have to forfeit some of his love to the Packers' newest son. The Lions could have had a ring by now, but he didn't go to Jared, and the Lions look to stay healthy and not golf up a chance to go to the Super Bowl. While receiving treatment most of us cannot staff afford, Matthews' Week 1 status remains unknown for the Rams. C.J. Stroudy Tellez will look to chew bubblegum and throw home run passes to his star wide receiver, Nico Collins. Sunday night, we get a treat with Ravens versus Bills. The Ravens aren't looking to play games, as truther Derrick Henry will look to have another big season. They'll head to Buffalo to face Josh Allen-Wrench and the Bills, who want to tighten the bolts on the AFC Championship this season. Lastly, the Bears will host the Vikings for Monday Night Football, where I truly hope both teams just have fun. With your Week 1 NFL season preview, I'm Will Sommers.
Okay. I think we each have a couple of notes.
Think you bit a little off, a little too much off.
Yeah.
A little more than you could chew.
A little lightheaded here.
Yeah, that was that. I mean, in your defense, you did that in like 3 minutes.
Yeah, that was a lot.
Your references seem to be getting further away from things.
You made a reference at one point where you sang "Hey Ya" by Outkast, and then immediately following it referenced the Black Eyed Peas.
I was singing the right song, but I just didn't sing it in the right tune. I kind of forgot how it went. I was going so fast.
What's Black Eyed Peas song?
What song?
Sing?
Let me look it up. I forgot what it was.
Oh, that's specific.
I did this last night. I had a bunch of writer's block, and I finally figured it out very later in the night.
Writer's block.
Yeah.
I like that. That's
Here's one thing I'll say. It's a good thing that the season started.
Yeah, Jesus. I mean, come on, man. I don't want to say it was bad because it wasn't. I mean, it takes a lot of effort, I would imagine, to write one of these puppies.
Took a while.
I believe that.
Yeah. It's a lot of games.
But I would say like 5 out of those 16 were good.
I think, and this is hindsight 2020, an NFC preview of actually using some of the other names amongst the teams and the new additions probably would have suited us quite well.
B.O. Nix was good, and then he made the degree reference. that one made me giggle. There's a lot of good ones in there.
Did you get the Tusi one?
Yes, that was a Drake featuring Tusi reference, I assume.
No.
Isn't that what...
the Stephon Diggs pink stuff.
Oh!
I don't want Tusi.
Isn't Tusi also a rapper, though? Okay, we're all out of our wheelhouse. I don't know why I would ask that question to this panel. Okay. All right, that was good.
Truth or Derrick Henry?
Yeah, that was good. That made me laugh.
I mean, was that good?
It made me laugh.
Josh Allen wrench?
That was dumb.
Those are... How is Truth or Derrick Henry any better?
It made me laugh.
Like if it was Paul Pierce or something and it was like rolling in a nickname, but he just used the first...
No, Truth or Dare.
The first
Henry.
The first syllable of Derrick Henry's name to an...
He did that with all of them.
I think
That's how he writes these.
Yeah, but Josh Allen wrench was like a word.
I think I'm just in an upper echelon of knowledge than you guys. I think I just got to dumb them down.
I'm not dunking on you.
I'm not dunking on him either.
Well, that's not true.
It just didn't make a whole lot of sense.
Okay, how fast? Okay, we actually have to do a real one word today. One word, actual one word. No more words than one. Understand?
Okay.
Let's see how good we do. We've never done that in the history of the segment. We've always added more than one word to every topic, but we're completely low on time. Actual one-word Wednesday for the first time ever. Will, go.
Brewers Freddie Peralta and Bryce Terang were named NL Pitcher and Player of the Month, respectively, in the month of August.
Deserving.
Goats.
Wisconsin Badgers quarterback Billy Edwards Jr. will be out for this week's game against Middle Tennessee State. Danny O'Neal will start for the Badgers.
Deja vu.
The 3 words. Damn it! Haunted.
Bill Belichick and the North Carolina Tar Heels dropped their first game of the season, losing 48-14 to TCU.
Yeah, Jordan.
Kawhi Leonard signed a $28 million endorsement deal for a no-show job with a fraudulent tree planting company, which was funded with $50 million from Clippers owner Steve Ballmer, according to documents obtained by Pablo Torre as a loophole around the NBA salary cap.
Fraud.
Common.
Ooh.
Okay, one more, since we're going fast. Idaho football has renamed their team to the Fightin' Taters this week.
Lame.
Dorky.
All right, that was the quickest one word ever. Good job.
Wow, we actually did it. Outside of that's 3 words, damn it. But other than that, we did it.
That was 5 of them, too.
Good job.
Nailed it.
All right. Time now for what we missed and what we learned, which is presented by Door County Distillery, locally produced, handcrafted, award-winning spirits made locally in Door County. I love their whiskey, and it's football season, which means it's whiskey season for me. Their bourbon is the best. I'm going to go pick up a bottle this weekend. Can't wait. But also, I mean, it's tailgating season, right? If you're heading up to Green Bay, if you're heading to Madison, and you're doing some tailgating, Milwaukee, obviously, the baseball team here is going to be playing for a while. If you're doing any tailgating, elevate it with Door County Distillery. Their single malt whiskey or their cherry brandy, both delicious and old fashions. The cherry brandy is infused with local Door County cherries. It's affordable, it's award-winning, it's local, it's amazing. Check out their website, doorcountydistillery.com, to find the retailer nearest you, as well as a huge list of unique cocktail recipes. You want to spice it up a little bit as we get into the fall seasons. They've got all sorts of great cocktails over on that website as well. DoorCountyDistillery.com to find the retailer nearest you. Joshy and I agree on some things. We disagree on some things. But I honestly feel like it's not common that him and I see a story and we are both just locked the hell in on it. And that happened yesterday at the Milwaukee County Zoo. We were in a meeting together. And Joshy, if you could please do your best to reenact. You were being quiet. You were in the corner, and you were on your phone. And then all of a sudden, you let out a soft. And I interrupted the meeting. I said, "What the hell was that?" You said, "That was a chuckle." I said, "What are you chuckling at?" And you said, "Oh, stop. We're in a meeting. We're in a meeting." Then I get a text message from you.
Yeah.
And the text message reads, let me find it. It reads, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Milwaukee County Zoo. Milwaukee Fire Department, heavy urban rescue team response for the report of an elephant down and in need of assistance to upright. Which, as soon as I started reading that, I chuckled.
Yeah.
Because I go, what a sight that is. Elephants weigh like 12,000 pounds. Like 6 tons. Elephants are ginormous animals.
I believe this elephant in specific was around 9,000.
The hell's a firefighter going to do?
Well, I've learned since then that the Milwaukee County Fire Department regularly does training exercises at the zoo, and they have processes for things like this with such large animals that may need assistance of things like a front end loader, which eventually ended up being the instrument they used to upright the elephant. So I think they use the grounds, which oftentimes when people aren't there are probably big open spaces for them to use in the city. Mm-hmm. So I think they probably use some of the terrain there just because it is made to look or simulate wildlife. And what was the word you used again? The urban, because that team
heavy urban rescue team.
Yeah, so that team is like an acronym where they contract with a construction company.
Oh wow!
To be prepared for situations like this.
Well,
so
probably not like this specifically, but big items. I would imagine.
I believe, to my understanding, talking with somebody with law enforcement experience, this scenario has been the things they've discussed before, because once an animal no longer exists.
Oh, true. Good point.
You do need to figure out ways to remove it from where it's located.
Well, the good news is 44-year-old elephant, or almost 44 in November. Ruth, who has been at the Milwaukee County Zoo for decades, is considered geriatric. However, after the incident when she was pushed up by the front loader that was stacked with hay, she had some blood drawn, had some tests run, and she is completely A-okay. But I just got to say, look, I don't know a lot about elephants. I don't mean to be disrespectful. Did you see the picture of Ruth? It's a wrinkly-ass elephant.
Well, they're all wrinkly.
I guess I didn't realize that.
I believe there's evolutionary reasons for that when they're in the Sahara.
All right, I'm not ready for that conversation. We'll have to save that one for another day. All right, well, what'd you miss?
The word harbinger?
Harbinger?
Harbinger.
Okay.
It's not like you didn't say it.
Right.
He forgot how you said it, and then he tried.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway, what is it?
A person or thing that announces or signals the approach of another. So I, with all the talking I've been doing, I haven't had time to think of a sentence, so I'm doing it on the spot and just putting that out there. No judgment.
No judgment.
How do you say it again?
No, you got it.
The fall season is a harbinger of football season. You guys.
I think you had
put me in the worst position.
You put yourself there. Harbinger.
I said it twice.
Fall leaves are the harbinger of football season.
I think it's the other way around, buddy. There's no fall leaves yet, and football season starts tomorrow.
Football season is the harbinger of fall.
This is unfair.
Unfair?
You do this to yourself.
They even give you examples.
Yeah, but the example is something I would never say.
Oh, my God.
The example is which hazels are the harbingers of spring.
So we certainly, never mind.
We're done.
We certainly don't do this every day, but we've been doing it for long enough for you to hopefully get in a groove. You are grooveless. You're smooth.
These are hard.
And he didn't mean smooth as a compliment. Just to clarify.
Smooth brain.
All right, that does it for us today. We're back with you Friday beginning at 12:30 Central. We'll react to the opener in the NFL. We will preview deeper, much deeper. Packers-Lions coming up Sunday at Lambeau Field in the season opener. 3:25 kickoff. A reminder, Green Bay Game Day begins with you beginning at noon. Myself, Gabe Neitzel, Steve Scafidi, Rob Domofsky, Jason Wilde with you beginning at noon on Sunday on ESPN Wisconsin and on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee at ESPN Madison. All right, we'll talk to you Friday. Peace.